games like there's no tomorrow.
Yes.
The fuck is that music? Was that on? What the hell is that?
Sounds like there's no tomorrow, Gina.
That is the I made it with 5 minutes before the first show because I forgot it intro that hasn't changed yet.
Oh, so I've heard that before. Jesus
yeah, you've
Christ.
heard that before, yeah.
Wow.
We're still waiting for the Gina to deliver his.
Yeah, waiting for this masterpiece of an advert, which still isn't here. But
Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. It's coming along.
Supposed to be last week. You skived off.
True.
Very
busy.
welcome, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of the XBL Party Podcast UK. My name is Ash, aka I'm a Ghostbuster, joined as always by ReddersTV and TheGinna. How's it going, lads? All right.
Doing all right, yeah, doing all right.
Good, keep them warm.
Keeping warm by the fire. We've stolen it from Tea Time Tuesday because that's dead now. We're burning its corpse into this podcast
Lasted
instead.
2 weeks.
Hail
I don't even
2
think it lasted
glorious
2 weeks,
weeks
was it?
with that beautiful intro that should have been Milk Mondays and it became Tea Time Tuesday.
Still the best show we've done.
Yeah. Best intro with that music and everything, wasn't it? Beats this shit on this one.
You've got to appreciate the sheer professionalism.
That's the best. The best, that's what you get in the UK. Only the best.
Professionalism. We're on late because I was smashing the Chinese. That's not.
Yeah. But yeah, welcome everyone. Like I say, if this is your first time here, good luck. And yeah, we're going to chat about games. Shout out to Powerman 4K. It says Cyberpunk is glorious, boys. So that's one of the topics we'll be talking about shortly today. Cyberpunk has finally got its next gen patch, lads. Fucking hell. So glad I picked it up for a tenner cheap because no one wanted to play it. So now I get the best version. So
Should have been delayed.
yeah, but hey, 10 quid for a really good game now, technically.
Well, it's
if
coming
it
to Game
plays
Pass.
well.
No, no.
No, it's a free trial.
For 5
No,
hours.
there's pictures and shit going around on
that
Twitter
was
that
wrong.
say it's an ultimate. Oh, okay.
They got
Turns out
Fucking
enhanced.
trolls,
Can't do
man.
it right.
Fucking trolls.
Yeah, it got enhanced and then they announced a 5-hour free trial.
See, it's weird because I looked yesterday and it said that I had the Xbox X and S optimized one, and today it downloaded another fucking 62 gigabyte update. So
Yeah,
I'm guessing I've got the actual thing now.
yeah. The overlay went live yesterday, early before the show. Like they did a live stream today explaining it all. But Xbox were like, "Fuck that, we're going to spoil it. Why not?"
Couldn't even get that right.
Yeah. Microsoft like doing that. They stick it on the store, don't they? Anything. They don't give a shit about embargoes and stuff. They're just like, yeah, put it on. The power.
We won't take any backlash
bitter
from this.
that,
We got Game Pass.
They're still bitter that Jeff Keighley announced the price before they got to, so they thought, fuck it, we're doing this to someone else now. Cyberpunk.
They're going to get him back one day, and like an hour before his fucking show, they're going to announce the winners on the Xbox thing. Like, congratulations to Elden Ring for winning Game of the Year. Just a finger to Jeff Keighley. That'd be amazing. I'd watch that. That'd get a like.
Yeah.
Oh, what have you been playing then this week, lads? Oh, good.
I can't remember. Smite, obviously.
Something new.
Oh, mate, it's fucking getting bad. I don't even enjoy the game anymore. I'm just playing it because it's like force of habit. It's I'll sit there and I'll just fucking rage it whilst I'm in a game. I don't enjoy it. I just think the game is gotten really shit, and because it's the only thing I do, I'm still playing it. I've got a backlog of games that I keep meaning to go back and play but never do because I just think, well, I could fucking wait to play that, or I could just play Smite. And then I play Smite, and then I resent myself for playing Smite. And then I think, oh, Cyberpunk has got an update. Let's play that. I set the fucking game going. Needs a 62 gigabyte download. I'm like, right, not waiting for that. Let's go play fucking Smite. And I'm back playing Smite. It's gotten so bad. I honestly think I was thinking about this the other day. I even posted it on Twitter. I think I'm just at that point now where I just don't enjoy gaming anymore. I think Smite
Right, well,
is
we'll kick you off
me.
a podcast now, shall we? Because
Yeah,
no point
this will be
being
my
there.
last show. I've got nothing more to contribute unless you want to hear me rage about Smite. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Oh well, I've been playing Crossfire X. My God, what a fucking dumpster fire that is. I can see
I'm of
why.
the opinion it's good though. I really enjoy it.
It's
It's
not.
good.
There's not one thing good about it. It's
have-
fucking horrific.
You have to like those old Counter-Strike type shooters
Yeah, I
to
played
like
Crossfire
it.
X.
Because if you play the modern
when it
version,
first
it's
came, like Crossfire Original when it first came out, Crossfire X is the exact same game. Like the maps are exactly the same. They've just made them look nice. It's great.
The guy who did the controls for the Anacrusis also did the controls for Crossfire X. I think that is the conspiracy. Because I can't control it. I just cannot control it. I've played around with the settings endlessly, and my gun goes and just fucking flies off in some
You're not supposed to spray. You're supposed to like single shot everything.
How can you single shot in a game that's got fully automatics?
Skill, mate. Get good.
I'm there like pat, 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 pat. I'm literally fucking getting hit marker after hit marker.
Do you play modern or classic?
I play classic. I tried modern, but then I had this issue where
I don't play modern on Crossfire X. It's shit. Play classic.
I had an issue where
Nano or whatever it's called.
When playing the modern one, I was like, okay, ADS, like aim down the sights and shit, and the gun's doing this. Like it won't let me aim down the sight.
It's fucked. That's a glitch. They're patching it out soon.
Oh, okay. First game I played, it was fine, but then the second game, I thought there must be something to do with the spawns and shit. Like it wouldn't let you shoot into the spawns. And I was sitting there like this, constantly trying to fucking shoot and getting nailed. It was just an awful experience. I don't recommend that game to anyone.
I'm like 25 games in now, like multiplayer games so far.
I'm going to knock out all the achievements and I'm done with it. I'm not going back to
it. It's not bad. Like I said, the only achievements I'm missing, I think I need to get like 5 more headshots, and then it's just play 50 games, play 100 games.
Yeah.
But I've seen I don't mind it. The only downside is lack of maps.
It's horrendous.
But I say that it's pretty much got more maps than Halo Infinite, so you know.
You wash your mouth out. It's got 3 maps, you fucking liar.
It's got 4 maps. There's 4 modes.
And
it's got zombies.
Each map.
Yeah,
why can't they just have each mode on each map?
There'll be more. Like I say,
I want to keep playing that cargo ship from Modern Warfare rip-off over and over again to play just to play Team Deathmatch.
You need to get the Tomahawk because it's OP. You get the Tomahawk knife. It's not a knife, it's an axe.
Mate, I can't get killed with a fucking assault rifle. What do you expect me to do with a fucking Tomahawk?
Well, to be fair, I was playing it. I was doing all right. And then I went into one game and like 3 people in the enemy team had miniguns. I was like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, just got
a Gatling gun.
With a fucking Gatling gun at me. And I was like, right, I'm getting.
I don't think it makes a shit difference what weapon you use. I'm at that point. I think it just doesn't matter. I think they all look the same.
I just think you need to get good. But
I just like the controls are horrific. Like, how can you control that? Like you're shooting. You turn the corner, fucking gun flies off in a different direction.
Well, one good thing
Jesus.
about Crossfire X is all of our Patreons in this link going across the bottom are going to get another Patreon exclusive video very soon in the next few days, which is our review of the Crossfire X multiplayer. So stay tuned for that.
Fucking bargain.
So
are we going to try play the campaign and review it as well? Because it's up now. It's fixed.
I think that'll be a separate video. We'll do.
I'll try the campaign
because they're basically 2 different games. They're made by 2 good companies. So we'll do the multiplayer video soon, and then when we play through this epic 2-hour at max campaign, we'll do another video.
I can see why it wasn't promoted. Like there was nothing, was there? It was dead.
I've read up on this. So basically, originally it was going to be published by Microsoft, and then since that announcement at E3, it's gone to Smilegate, who I think they publish it in China and shit. Okay. So Xbox like, well, we're not getting paid for this shit, and we're not making money from it. So why are we going to promote it anymore? And then Smilegate are like, well, we're a cheap ass company that don't want to spend any money on this game, so we're not going to.
It came off more like this game is a parlor turd. We're not going to draw attention to it. We don't need that kind of attention.
It'll be massive. Crossfire X will be massive in Asia because Crossfire is still massive in Asia, even though it's got a shit selection of maps right now. I tell you now that in a couple of months when they've added a bit more to it and stuff like that, I think it'll be huge. Maybe not for us, but I definitely think it will be bigger than you think. So
that's what he tells all the women.
That's what he tells all the ladies. Yeah.
Hey, go.
You're all weak.
What have you been playing then, Ginna?
Toupee Simulator.
Yeah, I haven't actually played anything.
Oh,
for like a week. I've been turning my Xbox on and my phone. I've been doing my daily challenges and knocking out those Game Pass things. So technically, I've played a lot of games for a second till that thing pops, and then I turn it off. I did actually play a tiny bit of Hitman, and I came to a realization that those games are definitely not for me. And I've put quite a few hours in already, and I just got to a stage where I was like, I'm just not enjoying it. It looks lovely.
You know, I absolutely loved Hitman Absolution. I hated all the Hitmen before that game. Played Absolution.
Is that the new one?
No, that was the one that came out before the last ones. It was on the 360. But I remember playing that and I fucking fell in love with it. I thought that was a great game. And then I tried playing the remake that they brought out, you know, the episodic ones.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. I just don't like it as much.
So I've done the bit where there's the fashion party going on. Okay. I've done the bit with the villa and the biological weapons thing and the golf caddy who's sleeping with a woman, and I did all the side quests, and I dressed up as a suit of armor and then stabbed some bastard when he walked past, and it was all great. I kill a lot of people as an assassin as well. I'm not very stealthy. And then I'm just kind of, I don't even know, I'm in this one now where I went into, there's like a riot, and I'm pretending to be a cameraman, and I just finished that level, and then I loaded the next level, and I was just like, do you know what? Like, I get the premise, but I'm just really not enjoying myself. Like, I'm going through the motions.
You take the Eivor approach to assassinations. You just fall in with a fucking axe and just start murdering people.
Yeah, like the one I was quite proud because I knew where they would escort the guy whenever something went wrong. So I just planted explosives there. And then, like, you know, I made a bit of a ruckus. They escorted him, and I just fucking detonated him. And I was like, oh, I'm quite happy with that. That's assassiny, you know, apart from all the innocent bystanders I've murdered with explosives. So,
look, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. So,
yeah. And I keep meaning to go back to Ori because that game is really good. But I've been busy. Like I've been telling you guys, I'm moaning all the time. I'm working a lot. I'm doing a lot of overtime, and then when I'm not, I'm pissing about on Blender trying to. That's not an app.
Yeah, he was making toned men's buttocks the other day, wasn't he? He was sending us pictures of arses that he was molding.
It's like Grindr, but for men with tubes.
I can make muscular backs, okay? Very good at making man's muscular backs in Blender.
It's true.
No buttocks, though. No
Shout out to Fimber in chat. Anyway, I don't know if we've already shouted out to Fimber, but hello.
Good to see you,
hello
buddy.
To the OG Ginna. Yes, the tube is back. You can tell the difference. This one's got something on his head. The other one didn't last week. So,
I think if we ever do get around to making T-shirts and shit, that should be Ginna's. It should just be a picture of Ginna, and it should say to pay or not to pay. That is the question.
We need an artist to do some like cool merch. I would so get stuff done. I am shit at drawing.
Yeah, me too.
I can do a man's back.
Yeah, you've got to make us loads of muscular backed versions of ourselves that you can buy in miniature form. That's what we're going to be selling.
You need to make them less homoerotic though, because the one you sent us was pretty homoerotic.
He was just squatting to stretch his legs. Okay,
squatting. Wink.
Squatted.
Fimber says we've got a surprise release of a lawn mowing simulator to Xbox. It's coming on.
I'm fucking looking forward to that.
Coming on Xbox Game Pass. I have done a review of it when it came out, so if you want to see it, look on our.
Is that the one you didn't get DLC codes for because you didn't like the game?
Yeah, they didn't like my review, even though I said it was fun. I applied at the same place I applied for the main game, and they were like, "No, you're not getting the DLC for this."
Is it because you didn't mention that it was a Game of the Year contender? Do you reckon that's what it was?
I just don't think enough people watched it. I'm not going to lie. Curses. So I didn't get to try the like 6 new lawnmowers that come with the paid DLC. I was broken. I was a broken man for a week.
I've always found it really bizarre why people will sit and play games where you do the most mundane things that you wouldn't do in your own life. It's
a weird game. Like you're supposed to prepare the garden before, so you have to run around this fucking garden looking for like things sticking out the grass. And if you get them, you can sell them. And I was like, "Fuck that! Skip that! Shit. I don't care about the money." I'm just beasting around. It's like, "Don't cut the flowers." I'm like, "Fucking yes!" It's amazing.
I think I mentioned this before, but you know, House Flipper. But at the time, I was playing that whilst I needed to paint my own house, and I didn't want to paint my own house. But I'd happily sit there for hours painting fucking walls on House Flipper. It's just the most bizarre thing.
People do it on The Sims. They get really motivated and better themselves and get better jobs. But in real life, they're like, sounds like effort.
I did do a real life flight to Paris once from Bristol. It was bizarre. Like it took me like an hour and a half. I just me sitting in a plane, looking down at the fucking ground.
Yeah. I went to my cousin's. This is a while back. This is when flight sim was only on PC, and I stayed over at his house for a weekend. And I shit you not, for a whole night, he literally set this plane off. And this is when graphics, it just looked like it was just lines and shit. It were horrible. And he set it off for about 20 minutes. He were faffing about with all things, set this plane off. Then he just put it on autopilot. I'm like, what's point in playing if you're just going to stick on autopilot for 4 hours? He did this. And then he came back and he was like, I'm going to land it now. I'm like, oh, well, that's so exciting.
I think the flight took me like an hour and a half, and I did that, and I still fucking crashed the plane in Paris. I couldn't land it.
I used to have one.
Hour and a half. I'm never getting
helicopters back in, and you used to. As soon as I took off, it would like flip upside down and crash into the building. I was like, for fuck's sake, never going to be a pilot. Bless me.
Yeah, let's be honest. The only reason why you played that game, the only reason why I played that game was just so I could fly over my house. That was it.
Oh yeah,
I wanted to see my house.
I took me and Fabio tried playing co-op, but it's not really co-op. You're both like invisible, but you can see each other. You can't crash or duo.
Yeah,
you just sort of float around. So I showed him where I live because I literally live down the street from an airport. I was like, "Let's go," and I was just like, right, "Turn right here," and we're here, like straight away. And then
I did fly over New York.
Jesus Christ, he lives miles away from an airport. And I was getting lost, and I was trying to do like loop the loops and stuff, and like trying to land on the what do you call it? He had a shopping centre I tried to land on down the street from his house and stuff.
He lives by a lot of dairy farms, doesn't he?
That's it. There's just cows everywhere.
I flew over New York, which was really fun. That was really beautiful. But like the smaller areas, shit.
I put a Boeing 747 under the Brooklyn Bridge. It didn't crash.
I like doing those ones. They had like scenarios on the main menu, and they were like the ones with the best graphics where they'd spent a bit of time because that's where you were going to fly. Yeah. That one over the mountains with the snow on and that would be it as well.
And Bora Bora, that was really nice.
There was some right good stuff. So I do like flight sim games, but it was one of those games. It's like 150 gig. It's like I've played it for an hour. It's getting uninstalled now because I uninstalled Halo Infinite this week. I just don't care. I was like, it's like 90 gig. I need the space. There's no new maps. There's nothing coming till May. They don't give a shit. It's dead. Let's just go. Move on. You're just sat
every now and then they have a good weekly event and a new good game mode. Like that one they had a couple of weeks ago. That new game mode was amazing. And then they said after Fiesta, we've learned about taking game modes away and stuff and tying it in. We're sorry. And we'll also make sure that every time there's an event, you'll have one task that will always be on your event. And I was like, perfect. And then this new event come out. It didn't keep the thing where one thing was always fucking active. And for someone like me who's finished a battle pass, that means I no longer earn challenge swaps or XP boosts or nothing. So I literally have to finish what I have before I get more. And the fucking game mode got pulled as soon as the thing finished. And that was the best game mode they've had so far. I mean, not that I'm complaining, obviously, but what the fuck? You learned your lesson after Fractured Tenrai. You put a new event out, and everyone's like, this game mode's really good. And someone sat there and went, yeah, you wait till next week when it's gone, you bell ends. What the fuck?
Did you see that shit that Destiny's pulling? There's been a bit of backlash on, I don't know if this is one of the topics for tonight, but yeah, Destiny are pulling a lot of the content that they expected people to pay for.
They've done it already once. This is the second time they're pulling content. They're literally removing expansion passes from the game that you own.
It's like quest lines and shit that you can't do anymore. Like that's and that's horrendous stuff.
Just sunsetting those bits of the game. It's like people will have played it by now if they want to.
It should just be there. Like they should never pull content they expect people to pay for.
If you jump into Destiny now, you start like now in the timeline, so you wouldn't have a fucking clue what's going on. Like, how do you get new players into Destiny? You just don't.
From playing the first one, I don't think Destiny really has a story. It's just a loose kind of thing happening in the background to get stuff happening. There's not a story.
Yeah, and Alistair, I wasn't very good when I went and flew real planes, mate. So I only did it a few times. Thimber's put people got baited over a tweet here suggesting that Capcom Countdown would reveal that Microsoft is acquiring Capcom or a Resi 4 remake, or I saw it was a remaster, like a re-release trilogy, like not a remaster. What's the word? It's not fully remastered. Do you know where they just make it better for modern consoles? What's it called?
Oh,
You know what I mean, though. It's not a remaster,
Yeah.
but they just
it is a remaster,
Yeah, but they were going to
not a
do
remake, remaster. Yeah.
like a trilogy one. And it turns out it's just a history website. Now there is also a countdown that finishes on Sunday, but that ties in with the end of their Street Fighter tournament, and they usually announce something Street Fighter there. So I think we'll get a Street Fighter announcement, or maybe some DLC. I assume it's going to be a Street Fighter.
Please come to Xbox, you bastards.
It's not. Fucking Sony own what is it? They own the fighting tournament company now, so like they're going to be even more balls deep in Street Fighter, aren't they? We're never seeing Street Fighter on Xbox again. That's it. It's gone. It's gone. We've got Killer Instinct from 10 years ago. We're not getting a new one either. They're just letting us rot. So
I have Phil Spencer was the vice president of Game Pass. That's how you know it's legit.
Yeah. Destiny in a nutshell is it's shit. 40k. Yeah, it's less enjoyable. I'd rather play with plastic figures than play Destiny.
I was speaking to an indie dev this week. Really cool looking game he's making. Looks awesome. About like that little miniatures thing I'm doing, and he'd never heard of Warhammer.
What rock is it under? You should have sold it. You should have literally just explained what Warhammer is and said, "This is what I'm making," and he'd be like, "Oh, wow, yeah!" And he doesn't realize that there's a whole.
I was explaining the scale of like the miniatures and why I have to change how they look because it won't print in that much detail. And he was like, 30 millimeters to 40 millimeters. That's a ridiculous size. Like, they're too small. Who's going to have them? And I'm like, what world are you living in? They make billions on miniatures around the world. Like, there's a whole thing.
I feel really bad because I've heard you talk about this a few times, Jenna, and I still have no idea what you're on about.
It's because I haven't really told people. I'm keeping it under my toupee.
Yeah, it's under his toupee, mate. It's like 40k, but they're all topless, muscular men. That's literally what it is.
He's fulfilling that fantasy.
I call it.
If that's not what it's called now, I'm going to be so disappointed.
I'm going to go trademark 40 Bay before Fimber gets there.
Yeah. Yeah, you did fall 100% fell for that Metal Slug tweet as well, Fimber. There was a fake account set up saying there was a new Metal Slug game. You mentioned it on the show the other day. Was it my live stream? Got me right excited for this new Metal Slug game. It's a load of bollocks, mate.
Oh, I remember getting excited for that, so that's not happening.
No,
I got something in my fucking
There is a Metal Slug game coming out, but it's not a proper Metal Slug game. It's like a strategy.
I thought they were making a fucking show about it. Am I thinking of something else? Maybe that's Twisted Metal. I can't remember.
That's Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. Yeah. One of them's got cars. One of them's got guns.
Oh, I don't know. It was so long ago. I can't remember what happened last week.
While we're talking about shows and stuff, though, Netflix has announced today it's making a BioShock movie, and it wants it to be a movie universe. I don't know how you can make a BioShock movie universe. It's not just fucking BioShock. Clear. But there's no director or anything attached yet, but they're expecting it to be massive. That's literally it. And fuck Disney Plus for putting its prices up.
It's in the same state as Fallout then. Just nothing. It's coming. Who's directing it? Don't know. When's it coming? Not a clue. It's coming.
Some tactics. There we go. See, people know.
Do you remember Vigilante 8? Is it Vigilante 8?
Yeah. Xbox will own Vigilante 8 when they buy Activision.
Remake. I had such a blast on that game.
Did you ever play the 360 remake of the original? That was good.
No, I played.
It was a 360 arcade game, Xbox Live game, but it was just a remake of the original like PS1 version. It was really good, and I quite enjoyed that. So
yeah, it's good. That
I hope BioShock does. I listened to an amazing fan-made podcast thing before, where it was like just episodes of everything that happened before you turn up in the game. So showing like the Ryan versus what's his fucking face thing and how it all came to fall apart and stuff. And it was really good to listen to. And the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, this would make a good TV show or movie. I guess really good. So if they're going to do it, I wouldn't mind them starting as a prequel about when they find Adam and all that stuff and everyone starts juicing and splicing and changing and then it goes to shit right at the end of the first series. That's the way to do it.
I never played the original 2 BioShock games. I played one briefly, but I 1K'd Infinite. I don't know what it was about Infinite that gripped my attention, but
it wasn't dark and scary, so you were all right with it.
it wasn't even that. I didn't mind. I don't mind that sort of thing. I never got into it. I remember playing Songbird's death in Infinite. By the way, spoiler alert in case you haven't fucking played it. Songbird's death is one of my most traumatic gaming experiences. I don't know why it hit me so hard. Like, that was like one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen in a game.
I thought Crossfire X multiplayer was the most beautiful scene you'd ever seen.
That's the most horrific experience I've ever experienced in a multiplayer game. But I keep remembering
the first BioShock's excellent. The second one's okay.
The remastered ones. I remember playing Infinite and thinking, my God, this is such an amazing game. It's probably my game of the generation, to be fair. The 360, I absolutely fell in love with that game. And I can't bring myself to go back and play it. And I don't know why, because I enjoyed it. I just can't play the remastered. I've got this like mental shit going on where I remember games I loved and like enjoyed playing, and I just can't bring myself to go back and play them. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. But I always think of like everybody keeps asking for these remakes and remasters and shit. And I think, well, if you go back and play it, it's not the same experience that you're going to remember. They never live up to that initial playthrough. You know what I mean? Okay. GTA did, because it had low expectations anyway. I mean, Vice City and GTA 3, I mean, you knew what you were getting. You played it a lot religiously as a kid. Fucking most people with a brain would have known what they were getting. And like all these people that were expecting like a fucking GTA 5 clone in GTA 3 and shit. But
I didn't mind it to look nice. That's all.
The problem is they
look shinier.
They promised a modern locking on system. So, because the old systems were shit, if you try to play it now, they were like, oh, we'll do it like GTA 4 and 5. And then you try it, and it's like, that doesn't work.
It was arse. I remember on GTA 3, I kept randomly aiming at people in fucking cars passing by, and I'm trying to kill the guy that's shooting me right in front of me. That was really frustrating.
Oh, that's the worst bit, especially like when police are trying to kill you, and you just try and just hit the right thing. So, it used to really, really piss me off on GTA. I used to like it that you could put the cheats in and you change all the pedestrians to grannies. And if you did it too many times, it would stick permanently. You'd have to reboot your game to get rid of the grannies.
Red Dead Panda, hello.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
My dude. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I don't know what it is.
Not a dude, but you are.
Oh, is it?
Close enough.
Dude, yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I've got loads of ambitions to go back and play a lot of different games, and I never get around to doing it. I always end up back on fucking Smite.
Well, this week I finally did it. I bit that bullet, and I played some Final Fantasy VII for about an hour and a half.
It was a stream.
I did a stream.
You played it for an hour.
Joined me, and it. You know what? I was surprised how quick and like fast paced it starts. Like, you start off, I don't know if anyone, you've probably all played Final Fantasy, but you start off and you're like, oh, we're going to blow this thing up like terrorists. We're going to blow this thing up. We're like, yeah,
they're straight into it.
You fight this big, like, scorpion robot thing, and then you blow this base up, and then you get on a train, and then suddenly the game just, like, crawls to the biggest hole I've ever seen. And then I'm like 40 minutes in, and I've not done anything but chat. And I'm like, fucking hell. You can't start off with that amazing sort of, like, really fast-paced, blowing something up. You've got to run out this building before it all explodes. So then let's just have a chat for ages.
I found that with
as Fimbert says, I called the main character Ballsack. The female character was called Karen, and what was the other one called? The big black guy. I can't remember what I called the big black guy, but I was giving them all funny names, and I was just chuckling to that for
Karen.
Karen, yeah, she was just whining, so she was like Karen. I don't know what she's called. That's
Do you remember playing?
Plays. That's how much I care about Final Fantasy VII.
Do you remember Final Fantasy 13? Did you ever play that game?
Lightning.
Yeah, the first like 4 or 5 hours is basically you running through corridors, having random fights. It was the slowest fucking game to get going. But once it did get going, it was very good. That's the last Final Fantasy that I actually completed.
Final Fantasy 9 is the only Final Fantasy anyone should play because it's the best.
Fuck off. 10 is
fight you off that. No,
10 is the best Final Fantasy.
After 9, it slowly decreased in quality. It was low at 7, I thought 8 wasn't that bad where you go to school and stuff. It was very weird and dark and like this poor kid's having to like go to war and shit. But then 9 was amazing. And then it slowly decreased over time. So
I bet even now, after not playing it for years, if I was to say to you, Hymn of the Faith, you would know exactly how that tune played. You freak. Call yourself a Final Fantasy fan.
I'm not.
Amazing.
I'm not. I only like 8 and 9. Out of all the ones, I lie. I quite liked Worlds of Final Fantasy. I don't know what that's got to do with Final Fantasy, but it was quite enjoyable where they were like chibi and then they were full size and you could like switch between them and they sort of had little monsters following you around and shit.
I always think with Final Fantasy, when they make a sequel, they ruin it. Because I remember 10 Part 2 was horrendous. It was basically Dress Up Barbie. And then 13 Part 2 was absolutely horrendous.
13 Lightning's Return.
It was awful, wasn't it? Absolutely awful.
I remember being in a cave and it was just a lot of fucking ice, and every 2 steps there was a fight and none of it made sense. And I was just like, I can't be fucked with this shit.
Do yourself a favour, mate, and play Final
I was almost
Fantasy.
sporadic on him.
Yeah. It confused me, but that's what I finally got around to it. I will play some more. I will do another stream. It may not be this week. It may be next week, but it's coming. I'm going to play it a bit more. I got a few achievements, so it sort of sweetened the deal. I was like, ooh, I've switched the game on. To be fair, right before anyone else joined the stream, I sat for about 6 minutes watching this cutscene that was just, it said Final Fantasy VII, and like text of who was in it kept coming up. Like it just said like game director. I'm like, God, I hope this gets going soon. It turns out I could have just skipped that. It didn't. After that, it went to the start menu, and I was like, I don't want to skip this in case there's like something cool happens. No, like PlayStation games back in the day, like Silent Hill had that 2-minute video that sort of explained the plot before the game's the menu, and Res Evil did it and stuff.
With the truck driver, stopped at the petrol station, and off he went.
Yeah, exactly. So I sat for it must have been about 5 minutes of me talking to myself, going, I hope this gets going soon. And it doesn't. There's nothing there. It's like a twat. I just wasted my time.
What was the very first game you ever played on a PlayStation?
Silent Hill.
See, mine was Resident Evil. The very first Resident Evil. That was the game that came with my PlayStation. And
very, very good. Like I say, I mean, Resi 1 is cheesy now, but I love it. It's still good.
I watched the new movie. Welcome to Raccoon City. See, a lot of people fucking hated it, and I don't know why they hated it. Maybe because they haven't got Milia, whatever her fucking name is, Djokovic in it.
Well, yeah. Well, I watched it. You can't not have Mila Djokovic in it.
I watched it with Creepy Dolly, my missus, the other day, and I was immediately. It looks just like it plays out like the original game. It's fantastic, and then everyone's shitting on it. I don't know why.
The reason I hear people are shitting on it is because isn't Leon useless and can't fire a single bullet?
Oh yeah, he is very useless.
He's not Ginger either. I'm sure. I'm surprised you're not fighting for that. That is not Ginger anymore.
They're replacing Ginger people in all movies now. I'm just used to it. We're fair game apparently. Fucking Annie's gone. Little Mermaid's gone in the live action remake. There's none of us left. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Giving up the fight. Defeated.
I really enjoyed it. I hope it gets a sequel. It deserved a sequel, I thought, because I never liked the Miller. Is it Mila Djokovic?
Yeah,
I never pronounced the fucking surname. I never liked those. I thought they were so far from the source material. Like it was just not Resident Evil. It just had the Resident Evil name slapped on it. So,
a lot of people are going to be surprised by this as well. But if you've seen the TV show The Flash, his missus should be Ginger as well. But again, just replace this out. Another one. Just we
it's a popularity thing, isn't it? Gingers aren't popular. If you want something to sell, you can't have a ginger.
It seems to be when they try to force diversity into a show, the ginger are the first ones to get fucking yeeted out in place of someone else.
Life is like a box of biscuits. The ginger nuts always get left behind.
That's amazing. It's true.
Yeah. We need some diversity. Let's get rid of the ginger people.
No worse than getting a console in the wrong region setting, is the Thimber. I once got a GameCube from import from Japan, but back then I didn't realise there were different hertz setting on telly. So on some games it was black and white, some games it was colour, and I was on one of my tellies. Oh man, I felt like a right prat, but I loved it. I got it early, so I can't complain.
Timber, what have you been playing this week?
Was it the NES or the SNES? You used to have that slider so you could change it between 50 and 60 on the big box on the back. Yeah,
they got rid of them eventually. But yeah, It threw me off for ages. I didn't understand it. Obviously, there wasn't Google as much back then. You couldn't just jump on. You had to sit for 20 minutes for AOL to sort of go.
Oh, do you remember that? Oh, God. AOL was the first broadband provider to offer me 2 megabyte. Amazing. Breakneck speeds. Do you remember LimeWire? Fucking hell, download an album in like 2 hours, and then you get the fucking album. It's not the album you wanted.
How many amazing live tracks did you find off that LimeWire from bands you never you knew, but you never knew they did?
That's how I got LimeWire. Is how I found out about Heather Brooks.
I mean, what do you want?
I suppose Ginna's too young for that, isn't he? Bless him.
Think about
Too young for LimeWire.
I'm the old man here. I just look youthful because of my haircut.
Well, yeah, Ash is the youngest, isn't he? Fuck.
I am.
Do you remember LimeWire? You must remember LimeWire.
Yeah, I'm not fucking I'm not 10.
All those long days in the sun on the doorstep of Abercrombie and
He's
Fitch
not aged well, is he?
That's where it is.
Jesus.
When I had my shop, right, I had a PS1 out on the counter, and this kid come up to me. He must have only been about 10. He's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Get the fuck out!" I've never wanted to backhand a child so much. What's that?
Amazing.
That is amazing, kid.
This is your history, mate. Come on. This is where we came from.
That's it. We will get into the topics, people. We have been asked.
Kids these days will never understand the pain that we had to go through as children. Waiting for dial-up, and you finally get on. Then 5 minutes later, you get disconnected and have to spend 20 minutes trying to connect to the internet again. My
Almost
God,
got to the nipple. Almost to the nipple. And someone picks the phone up and says, "Oh, God. Well, that's a nice enough."
Oh, shit, yeah, the phone would knock out the broadband. I remember that.
It wasn't even broadband, mate. It would just dial up. It would just...
I remember we ended up
things for
cancelling.
shoulders and necks, to be honest, where I used to keep cutting out and they were like, "Oh, lovely neck on it."
We ended up cancelling AOL, and then a year later, they sent us a bill for a year's worth of fucking usage because apparently we've been using their service for a year. They never took the fucking line off. So we had AOL for a year when they were supposed to fucking not have it.
Remember when you used to sign up, you used to get the CD in Asda?
Yeah.
You used to take the CD out, put it in your computer, install AOL or whatever it was, Google Mail or whatever, crud back then, Ash Jeeves or some bollock, and you'd put it in and you'd sign up with this stupid CD that you just got for free on Asda.
You used to have that Nokia that was basically indestructible. I've seen them turn on today after being off for like fucking decades. I can't remember. Is it the Nokia 3310? Was it that one? Used to come with Snake. Fucking amazing phone.
They were amazing. You can nuke them and they'll still be going.
You were the fucking cool kid in school if you had one of those. Remember that? Oh my God, you had to do like the digital ringtones. Like no one ever knew what that was.
And you used to have to put the buttons, press the buttons to do the ringtones to get the right song. And used to be magazines like cheat codes. Amazing.
Had to pay like fucking $3.99 for a new ringtone. That's what Crazy Frog was invented for, wasn't it?
Oh, fuck me, Crazy Frog.
That was your idol, wasn't it, Ginna?
So what a depressing time that was.
Right,
I'm food up, I need to die.
Because we're really going off on a tangent here. You can tell that we're on our own for a change.
We've covered off some topics. We've already talked about Cyberpunk. We've already done BioShock Netflix.
We're
That's
doing
true.
well.
I suppose, yeah. Dead Island 2 is supposedly in active development. Deep Silver have confirmed. So
this has been known for a while, though, isn't it?
No, there was a version and it got scrapped, I believe. But
a few versions.
Back in...
That game is. I hate to be the pessimist, but that game is going to be such a clusterfuck when it launches.
Well,
you like
Dying Light.
You like Dying Light?
Yeah.
Imagine not being able to run. Dead Island 2. There we go.
I've got no hopes. I know that sounds really bad. I've got no hopes for Dead Island 2. I had hopes back at E3 when they showed it off for the first time in 2014. It's gone through like 4 different developers now, isn't it? Like, there's too many thumbs in the pudding, and it. What's the fucking friend? Too many chefs in the cook. I don't know, kitchen. Stuff like that.
Too many chefs in the cook.
Too many chefs in the cook.
What type of videos are you watching, kids?
There's too many fingers in the pie now. I think it's going to be ruined.
I'm sure I mentioned this before, but I bought Dead Island 1, and when I went into game, they were giving away free copies of the book.
Yeah, the book.
And I went on holiday. So I went on holiday a couple of days after I bought the game. Just didn't have time to finish the game. Took the book with me, read the book, full of spelling mistakes and just like sentences that would end and start on another page, just mid-word. It wouldn't even like paste the word over; it would just cut off. And I read the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, that was pretty bad," but it passed, half a day on holiday because it's a pretty fucking thin book. And then when I got back, that book I read was the exact storyline to the game. So as I progressed through, I was like, I know everything that's going to happen now. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, it was terrible. It was such a bad book. I got that. That was like the special. That was like games like, this is what we're giving you as good game customers. You buy it from us, you get this nasty ass book that someone's written in the first 5 minutes of the game, coming out. They're like, this game's out next week. Can you do us a book? He's like, yeah, fine. Like, all right, let's go. Boom.
I enjoyed the first Dead Island. I thought it was a great game.
Oh, it's great if you don't know what's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mean the N-Gage, Thimber?
I didn't
like N-Gage. The N-Gage was amazing. I had both. I had the one that you held up to your ear like a second ear, like a taco ear. And then I had the better one when you actually put it flat to your head. But
that's the Nokia Nicolas Cage he's talking about. I think.
Yeah. He's talking about the Nicolas Cage.
And everything else.
Nicolas Cage.
The Nokia Nicolas Cage.
The ringtone is simply "Not the bees."
But yeah, the N-Gage was ahead of its time. It had some decent games. It had Red Faction, Tomb Raider, Tony Hawk's. It had an Elder Scrolls, an exclusive Elder Scrolls that's never been released anywhere else. But it was on a really dog controller. The buttons were awful, and it was terrible. But I loved it. I had it at the time. I thought I was cool as fuck. No one had one, and I was like, yeah, looking like a dick, playing PlayStation games on the go. And then it died a quick death. I got that Xperia Play as well. Do you remember the Sony PlayStation phone where you slid up and the controls were underneath? They released 5 games on it and then they killed it. I was like, fuck you. I got Crash, and I think it was what's the one with the dead guy? Medieval, and I think that was it. I don't think they really made out else for it.
No, I miss Medieval. That was a class franchise that just got.
I was thinking.
Drafted.
Sorry, changing the topic. But as we're talking about mobile phones and shit, I was thinking the other day, I'm amazed that Xbox never entered the handheld space. I suppose they are now if they got Game Pass. I mean, you just get some fucking like a Razer Knish, whatever it's called. Is it Razer Knish? I'm sure a Knish is a Jewish fucking meal.
Corden said that they're actively prototyping and working on handhelds, whether they ever get released.
Need one though. That's the thing. What's wrong with just getting?
When you're about it.
I'm sure a Knish is a fucking
Razer
Jewish
Kesha.
potato pocket.
A Kanishi.
Good evening, Muppet. Good to see you, buddy.
Muppet will know. What's the name of the Razer handheld, Muppet? It's not a Knish or a Kishi.
Knish.
Razer Knish.
A Knish. Seriously, a Knish is a Jewish fucking potato pocket thing they serve in America.
It's definitely not called the Razer.
I don't know why I think it's called the Razer Knish.
The Razer Jewish potato pocket. That's the handheld device that everyone wants for Christmas. Jesus Christ.
That's what it is.
We're still not sponsored by Manscaped. Look, they would only sponsor half a Ginna's head. So
still not fucking sponsored by Lowe's. What's going on with that, Ginna? Get some fucking Lowe's sponsorship. I need free sodas.
Dead to me, Lowe's dead.
You mean drink
sodas? I'm on a fucking roll tonight.
It's been a long time.
Soda water.
As mate, sleep deprived Redders.
I'm just
monster with drawn Redders. This is monster with drawn Redders. I'm trying to cut back on how many monsters I'm drinking. My God, it's been brutal.
It fucking kills you, mate. I'm over that shit now. But...
So, mate, I'm amazed my heart hasn't stopped.
Yeah, you're just gonna die on stream. So
yeah, I'll take my life in my hands with every monster I drink.
I had a McPlant burger today.
Mate, it got so bad. I was drinking. I was taking my blood pressure medication and fucking washing it down with monsters. It got that bad.
You're gonna die. I'm not.
I am.
I was taking my medication. I was washing it down with monsters, and then I had a shot of vodka afterwards.
Yeah.
Rinsed it out with a bit of whiskey.
I reckon I got about another 10 years in me if I'm lucky. I'm hoping for another 10 years. Fucking hell.
You say you had a McPlant today?
Yeah, McPlant burger.
Yeah, my missus loves them.
They're lovely. Really nice.
It'd be really good.
They've got to be better than those chicken Big Macs. That thing was awful.
I had one of them the other day. I had one just before they announced they were stopping doing them. They're fucking bizarre. I don't get why they put I'll tell you what kills it for me, the Big Mac burger sauce doesn't go well with the chicken at all. I would much rather
But then it,
swap it
but
out
then
for,
it
like,
wouldn't be a
garlic
chicken
naan.
Big Mac if they took the Big Mac sauce out. It would just be a chicken
It's
burger.
still the same stack, shape, and appearance of a fucking Big
A
Mac. It
double
just won't
decker
have the
chicken
Big Mac
sandwich is
sauce.
what you would expect in one of just two chicken
Yeah,
You get a
sandwiches.
double chicken mayo or something.
So I went to KFC like the day after. I had a tower fucking zinger. That hit the
Oh,
spot.
what a
And he
burger
washed
that
it
is.
down with a monster.
Washed it down with a monster and blood pressure meds.
Do you remember those Christmas ones at KFC with like? But I didn't. They were like, it's a gravy bowl burger or something. It's like, no, you're just scraping out the inside of my hash brown, which I want to eat, to make me pour gravy on. Just give me gravy separate, and I'll
I'll
pour
tell
it
you
on my
what, man.
burger and just eat the whole hash brown.
The KFC gravy is so good. I would drink it if I could. I would literally just drink it.
We always used to get
Amazing.
told it was all like the scrubs off the chicken and that at the end.
Yeah,
They
it
just
will
scrubbed
be.
it into the pot. I was like, hey, if that's what
Yeah.
makes it taste so good,
Yeah,
then
Yeah, it will be. It'll be all the
like that's going to
drippings
put you
and
off,
shit.
really.
That's how gravy's made, like everywhere. It's the drippings and shit, the pan from the chickens.
now
You know,
I
with
don't know
words.
if you guys in the chat have seen, but in the UK, we are getting. I just posted this up on our website earlier. A Tomb Raider live experience, which sounds shockingly bad.
I don't know what to
Redders
expect from it.
So
Yeah,
basically, it's being made by the people that did the Crystal Maze live event thing in London. So it's coming in April. It's going to be like an interactive thing where you go through different areas themed around Lara Croft and do puzzles and stuff. It's like an interactive game, basically.
Oh, okay. I
You
don't
do
know
it
why.
in groups of 8.
It's the Crystal Maze. They're doing the Crystal Maze again, but not.
But
You
with
don't
Lara
get a
Croft.
crystal.
Or Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is a giant a larger than life figure version of Lara Croft is being erected for the 25th anniversary Tomb Raider for some reason.
They
Nice
had to
choice of
say
words there.
erected, didn't they?
Erected.
The sculpture is going to be at the Stables Market in Camden when the attraction opens in April. So exciting for you all. You can go and fondle a statue.
The first thing I thought of when you talked about it, I thought, oh great, yeah, we get to go from room to room and watch Lara Croft randomly murder people. Awesome. That's the
I
Tomb
don't know.
Raider
Is
experience.
there going to be someone dressed up as Lara Croft, like all in the gear and that, like leading you through? Do you like the
randomly shooting people?
Yeah. Is it it's very bland at the moment what's coming, but
It's
I've
the
got an
Crystal
email
Maze
asking if we
experience.
can go.
But they've
Watch
slapped
Lara
the Tomb
murder this
Raider
deer and make a
on it.
bow.
Yeah.
I
Remember
want a new
watching,
fucking Tomb Raider, man. I
remember
really want a new
watching
Tomb Raider.
Crystal Maze and it was that Aztec-y environment? It's that.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
It's,
Yeah.
it's just left over from last year and they're like, Crystal Maze expired, the license. Let's go for Tomb Raider.
Do you think it might just be the old Crystal Maze set? Just pulling it out of the shed, throwing it together.
Right, let's have a look.
Here, Lara, jump around this.
If they offer Bioshock next year, then they're using the submerged bit, then yeah, it is. They're just using different bits for different licenses every year. Like,
Right, adventure in real life with the iconic Lara Croft and dive into the world of Tomb Raider. Lara has made a deadly discovery about a powerful ancient artifact, but she's not the only one looking for it and falls into the wrong. If it falls into the wrong hands, it could spell the end of mankind.
Watch
Tomb
her
Raider, the
murder
live
everybody.
experience, will give you the chance to become part of the legend where you are the hero. So it's not really Tomb Raider Live then if you're the hero, you're someone else. Your adventure will have you globetrotting, chasing villains, and using your wits on mental and physical challenges. Well, that's me out. So you and your team can save the day.
Oh, no, you're quite mental.
So, Finland. Start your adventure in snowy Finland, where you'll get instructions from Lara. You'll need your sharpest mind to work through clues she has left for you. Make sure you work quickly. You never know who might be near. Then it says sinking ship. Traverse the shipping containers and get yourself off the ship before it takes you down
goes
with
to
it.
Aztec next. It's the fucking Crystal Maze set.
Cananza Cave. You found yourself in an abandoned enemy base camp. Use this opportunity to search for clues and get yourself one step ahead of the villagers' gangs. This could be crucial. There's lots of sorting these puzzles out, isn't there? Costa Rican jungle, then ancient tomb.
It's Crystal Maze.
So pretty much
It's
Crystal
the Crystal
Maze.
Maze set. I think Redders called it.
And you can get all this for the grand total of £66 a person.
At the
Not
end, you go into a
69.
chamber where you don't get blown with fucking cash. You get blown by Lara Croft.
Do you get to lock an old man in a freezer as part of the experience? If not,
If not, it's just not good, is it? It's not good.
Seize the opportunity to kill your first mercenary.
Oh man, yeah.
Learn what it takes to decapitate a head, to shoot someone through the eye at 20 meters.
How to survive a bear attack.
How to survive the streets of London.
It's not even inside. It's just the queue, and they just you just pet the queue through like back streets of London. That's it. Oh my god! Look at those wild beasts. It's just all fucking crackheads. And
it is in Camden. Oh, Camden's quite nice.
Camden is lovely. I was there once. They do amazing food there.
They could take you up that like hill thing that they built in London. Do you know that?
Fuck me.
The mound.
I'll tell you what.
It's called.
The mound, a fake hill, and then charging people to go up the hill.
Is that Headman's Hill?
No, this is worse. Like,
is that atrocity that they fucking built? They like stuck a load of dirt there. It was like, oh yeah, this is a fucking landmark.
It's built out of scaffolding and wood, and then you just put some fake grass over it. And you're like, oh, people will come to this because there's no parks nearby. Well, like fucking Hyde Park and stuff. Jesus Christ.
Why is he Buckingham Palace when you can look at green scaffolding?
It's true though. It would dog awful, wouldn't it?
I saw pictures of it. Yeah, it looked horrendous. I didn't realize it was fucking scaffolding.
Yeah,
we'll move on to the next thing, but yeah, I'm not that fussed about this Lara Croft thing. I'll go if they send me some free tickets, but I'm not paying 66 quid a person. No. I mean, for 66 quid a person, there should be a happy ending at the end of it, honestly.
To be fair, 66 quid's about the same as what you'd pay for a fucking burger in London.
For 66 quid, you could probably now buy all the Tomb Raider games and just stay at home and play them and get, the proper Tomb Raider experience.
Yeah. You could even buy the 2 movies and watch. Well, there's 3 now, isn't there? You could buy the 2 good movies, and then.
Did you see that reboot?
Drown your sorrows afterwards. Watch the newer one.
Oh, God, I had high hopes for that movie. I thought it was literally going to be like a like for like of the reboot. Nope.
Well, that's more fool on you for thinking that.
I wonder what will score higher, right? Fucking the Tomb Raider movie or the Uncharted movie.
Well, Uncharted's
already getting torn to pieces.
To be fair, right, we should thank the Uncharted movie. Because of the Uncharted movie, we didn't get a young Indiana Jones movie, not a young James Bond movie with Tom Holland, because he was on.
I like Tom Holland, but he's not a Nathan Drake. You never look like a Nathan Drake.
But he said he pitched young James Bond, and they went, well, maybe not, but how about you do Uncharted instead? So he's took one for that. Uncharted took one for the great good.
What do you do best?
Yeah, Spider-Man, and that's it.
Oh fuck! Did you see that Multiverse of Madness trailer? I am hyped for that, man. That's gonna be so good.
Bit of Xavier.
Yeah.
Bit of that big eye monster that I can't remember the name of, but
I have a friend called Debbie, and her husband is a fucking spitting image of Patrick Stewart. It's literally scary. I'd never met him before. I mean, like I went to
have a wheelchair,
have a coffee and shit. And I looked up and I thought, why the fuck has she got a picture of Patrick Stewart in her kitchen? And it wasn't. It was her fucking husband. Like he is a spitting image of Patrick Stewart. But no, he doesn't have a wheelchair.
And get into cosplay conventions. You'll make a killing off them.
He fucking would. Seriously, man. He's a spitting image. It's scary.
Have you seen that rumor? Is the spitting image of is it Mike from Breaking Bad? The old guy with the grey hair who goes around murdering people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he gets it all the time. Every time he's out places, people come up to him all the time and just say, like, "You look exactly like
Patrick Stewart."
Yeah, just need to say.
You think he looks like Patrick Stewart?
Who?
I don't know. That guy from fucking.
No, it looks nothing like him.
No, my mate's, mate. Oh, okay, great.
My mate's father-in-law is the spitting image of him, so he all the time gets told he looks like him.
I thought you said that the guy from Breaking Bad was a spitting image of Patrick Stewart.
I'm the one here not wearing glasses. I mean, I know who looks like who, all right?
Have you seen the internet rumor going around that Tom Cruise is playing a different Tony Stark?
Yeah.
From like a still that clearly looks like a woman.
No, it's legit because there's this fucking cinema that keeps posting. Also, like they do like the whole cast list. It was on TikTok. They did it for Spider-Man No Way Home. It's like starring Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, before like anybody fucking knew they were actually in the movie, confirmed. And this cinema's done it again, and it's like starring Tom Cruise, like the whole fucking cast.
Tom Cruise from Midget Earth.
I don't want to see Tom Cruise in MCU. I don't like Tom Cruise like that. I used to. I like him in Mission Impossible, but that's the only movies I want to see him in. I thought he was fucking awful as Jack Reacher. What was that other movie I saw him in? I can't remember. But he's so I don't know, so Tom Cruise, isn't he?
Too busy packing food.
Tom Cruise is very Tom Cruise. I'll give.
He's
you
a
that.
fucking weirdo. He's one of those Scientologists, isn't he? He's like a proper weirdo.
Did not jumping up and down on Oprah's sofa that time. Not
Yeah.
get that away.
We respect all your beliefs
Grabbing
here
it by
on
the hand.
XBL UK. I should add.
Have you ever seen the Sith remake of that? My God, it's fucking brilliant. They did like a Star Wars piss take of Tom Cruise's Oprah interview. It's just hilarious. I'm gonna have to find it.
We've got lives, mate. We've got lives.
Guy was in love, and that sofa had to feel the brunt of it. Okay.
Yeah, and then they got divorced. So
yeah,
that was a weird marriage.
She's free now. Isn't she dating Jamie Foxx? Or she was. So.
He could do better.
Oh, right. I'm moving on. They've
That's what she said. Wee.
They've announced the second half of I was going to say March, but it's February's Game Pass additions. Pretty meh, in my opinion. So as of today, you can play Mass Effect Legendary Edition on the cloud. Then on February 17th, you're getting Lawnmower Sim on Xbox. Xbox One, should I say? So it's not even like the version's already out. It's the worst version of Lawnmower Simulator. Madden NFL 22 is coming out, which is odd that they didn't release it like the weekend of Super Bowl. I feel like they could have had like a big push for that shit over Super Bowl weekend, but it's coming then. Total Warhammer 3, that I'm looking forward to on PC.
It's getting really good reviews.
Total Warhammer is always good, though, really. I've never seen a bad one, like terrible. We're getting a game called RoboQuest on PC, which is a game preview, which is a fast-paced FPS roguelike playable in solo or co-op, which Galactic Civilizations 3 on PC on February 24th, well as Super Mega Baseball 3 on console through EA Play on February 24th, and then Alice Madness Returns on PC via EA Play on Feb 28th, which is a fantastic game. But still, it's apart from Warhammer, this second half of the month is pretty dry, especially for console players. Like the majority of that is cloud and PC only. So,
I'd like, you're not going to get bangers every month. I'm okay with having a rough month for once.
Do you think
we've had some cracking months this year already? So.
Do you think Sarah Bond's on holiday and accidentally left the Games of Gold guy in charge for a couple of weeks?
I'll find them value.
I think the guy who runs Games with Gold is that guy who did that Ridge Racer presentation at E3, and he's like, Ridge Racer! And everyone's like... Because they pump these Games with Golds out and stuff, and they make a big fuss like, look how great this is. You're saving £12.50 because we're too tight to get good games on it. You're like, yeah.
I can't wait for E3, man. I really can't wait for E3. I think it's going to be interesting this year. I know they're not doing the live show again, but they're doing the digital one. But I can't wait to see what Xbox showcases. I think they've stopped fucking around. I get like last year's. I thought they did amazing last year. I thought that was like probably their best E3 presentation that they've done. Period.
Mm-hmm. My only complaint with it is it's always for stuff far off. Like that E3 was an amazing show, but 75% of that still isn't here yet, and it's still a way off.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do one, and it's available now because they didn't do it this year, and I think there's gonna be another 2 that they're going to launch before the end of the year, like they did with Forza and Halo. Or someone else on it. And
I've got a funny feeling we're gonna get a GTA 6 trailer this year.
I don't think it'll be Xbox.
I don't know. I think it'll be a PlayStation, but I think we will get one because they're even saying now, like they're putting a lot of emphasis. They're saying that the trailer shows all gameplay. Like I think it's coming. I think because Rockstar don't usually announce shit way in advance. It's usually like they announce it and then it comes out the year later. I think they'll showcase something this year. I can see it coming. I think that, and if it partners with fucking Sony, that's not going to be a good look on Xbox.
No.
So they better come out guns blazing at E3.
They've also announced 6 more games are getting touch controls on xCloud today, which is nice. I've only just seen this. So the Pedestrian, which is that like street sign puzzle game, that would work really well on it. Lake, which is slow paced, so that would work. Dreamscaper, I'm not sure what that is. Firewatch, which is a game everyone should be playing on Game Pass right now. Firewatch is fantastic. And then Yakuza 3 and 4 Remastered are also getting touch controls as of today on xCloud, which is nice. So can't
Lake would be
at that.
an excellent little game to play if you're on the bus to work back and forth every day. It's like watching a feel-good movie, you know, like The Way Back and Little Miss Sunshine and all those little feel-good, like funny movies. It's like that feeling, but in a game. Lovely, lovely little game there. Redders would hate it. He'll turn it off and go back to Smite, but everyone else out there would enjoy that game. Yeah.
Maybe Cyberpunk will come to Game Pass this month. I mean, it doesn't look like it is, but it could explain why what they've announced now is pretty piss poor, because in a couple of weeks they're going to get that
big game
burst of money, people buying the HD next-gen versions, and then they drop it later on. That could be a possibility. That could be like the big second half of the month game.
I think people might take that as a dick move, though, if they expect you to buy it and then give it to you for free, like fucking 3 months later, like a week later.
They did it with Planet Coaster. They announced it the day before.
Yeah.
And they cancelled that pre-order very sharpishly, let me tell you. Well, I haven't bought a game since. I've learned my lesson.
Just want to say, if you're watching this, guys, don't forget to give it a like and share that shit. You know, let's share.
Hit the like button, hit share.
Hit the like button if you haven't.
Leave some comments. Tell your friends, your family, your aunties, your uncles. We are not more prepared than this and getting involved.
Maybe it's Elden Ring. They're going to drop late in the month.
Maybe. I doubt it.
Yeah,
I'm basing this on absolutely zero information, but it'll get hype boys talking online. So yeah, Elden Ring's coming, confirmed. Day one.
Clip that shit.
Jeff Grubbs and
Manning2K claims Elden Ring is a go for Game Pass day one.
His red has just gone to black and white. He's gone to like noir set, and his lips and his headset have gone lovely red, but the rest of him's gone black and white.
That's his body shutting down from all the fucking monster.
He's
not dead, but he's going to rigor mortis early. So
yeah.
Okay.
My heart does have like a faint beat, so that's good. I'm not completely
dead.
What did happen then? Because all the color went from your screen apart from the red stuff. You literally went noir.
Has it gone now? Has it gone now? I don't know.
Check. Hang on.
I was flipping between this and Twitter, so maybe that's what it was. I'm definitely not dead, so that's good.
Yeah, we're doing a quick look. He looks alive.
Yeah. Still have a faint pulse, so that's good.
Yeah, definitely decaf tea, mate. Sort you out.
Oh, mate. I don't even drink it for the caffeine anymore. That's the fucking thing. Like I can drink like 2 monsters and then go to sleep. Like it's nothing. It doesn't have any effect on me. So, but it's costing me a fortune. I worked out right. No shitting you. I must spend about 140 quid a month on monsters.
Fuck yeah, now.
So I'm having to cut back because
You've cut back your lifespan, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I mean, my life expectancy is pretty short anyway because I am tall. Plus, I'm fat.
Why? What's that? Why? If you're told you die quick, is that because you hit your head on?
No, it's true.
Your heart, it's too much strain on your heart being taller. It kills you quicker.
Yeah. So that's why he drinks the monster to push it around.
Got to keep your heart going, you know? Yeah. Fucking.
They've just blocked you, obviously, Thimber. If you can't see everyone else's comments, they're just blocking you.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Fabio's been messing with your internet over there. That's what it is.
Poured milk on your router.
What's up, Slayer? Good to see you, brother. How's it going?
Slayer. Tell you what, though, me, Slayer, and Fabio finally hit Pirate Legend on Sea of Thieves this last week.
No one cares, Ash. No one cares.
I do, finally. Finally. It only took 4 years.
Oh, you know, I said I haven't. Flashback. You know, I said I haven't played a game this week. I'm a fucking
Yes.
liar. I have played a game this week. I've played
Oh,
this
look at that.
absolute bang. A physical copy of a game. Look at that.
The fuck is it?
Balan
Wonderland. Wonderland.
The shit you two buy and play. I'll never understand it.
This was
Like,
made by the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was the last game he made before he retired / got pushed out
Because it was
because
shit.
it's actually really if you're playing it as a kid.
Oh,
my
yeah, it's a
kids
kid
have
game.
not
It's great.
stopped laughing playing this, and they're absolutely loving it. If you're trying to play it as an adult, it is a fucking travesty of a
There's
game.
literally one button to do everything, isn't there? There's like a
Yes.
jump button and then an ability button, and you have
No,
to
it's
get
the same
different questions.
button.
My kids really enjoyed it. You can play it
Yeah.
co-op as well. So
Basically, A, B, X, Y. Once you've got a costume on, do your power, and that's it. And then you have to have no costume on to be able to jump. That's the game. It's amazing.
sounds awful.
It gives you motion sickness as well because they did this thing with some of the levels. It's like you're in a sphere, but as you move, it unravels in front of you, and it's just like, oh, that doesn't feel good. Kids seem to be immune to it, but adults watching the screen are like, oh my god, that is terrifying. So, yeah, fantastic game. I got it for $4.99 from Game, and I had reward points left over from when I bought my Xbox. So it actually cost me nothing other than delivery because I ain't going to pick it up.
I can't remember the last time I bought a physical copy of a game.
I bought a physical copy of 2 games this week. I bought the Uncharted trilogy on PS4 so I can play them on PS5. Because I've got the new one. They brought that HD remaster of I know what it's called, the Smuggler's Treasure Hunters Legacy Collection or some bollocks, but that's 4 and the 4's expansion. So I didn't realise that, so I need to start from the beginning. So I've got 1, 2, 3 as well. And then I bought Blaze on 360 for my kids, and they gave a fuck for 5 minutes and went, "This is really slow and shit." I was like, "Fuck's sake." Yeah.
I put Besieged on, actually. That was the other game I played. Come on, Game Pass. Oh, again, my daughter, probably not a game she should be playing at 6. Thought it was fucking hysterical. Especially when I put the tires on the wrong way and she couldn't turn and she just kept running people over.
It's a very good little game, that is. And to be fair, you can play it on PT as well, and the achievements don't stack, so you can do 2 lots of achievements.
Nice.
But it's much easier on PC. It's very fiddly on the controller.
It reminds me of Tabs, Total Accurate Battle Simulator. That's quite fun now and then.
I used to have a massive game collection. I used to be obsessed with it. I love collecting things. So I had fucking like 300 games at one point. And I was sat there one day, I was looking at them, I thought, I'm never going to fucking play any of you. Like, you're literally just sitting there gathering dust. So I fucking traded them all in. And then I bought the ones that I was going to miss, like digitally. And I've been doing that since. And I game share with, it's Timmy V2. You've seen him around fucking chat and stuff. He's been on the show, I think. So now, like between Game Pass and game sharing, like I only have to buy like fucking 2 or 3 games a year. And like the rest is like given to you on a plate, so I don't really need a physical collection anymore. It's great.
Last physical digital games I bought was Death's Door and Song of Iron. I bought them both at the same time. I haven't bought a game since.
Good night, Muppet.
Yeah.
You negative now, mate. I forgot to ask this week.
I buy my PS5 stuff physical and my Switch stuff physical because I'm going to play it once and trade it away. But Xbox, I tend to just get it digitally. I do pick up odd stuff, physical secondhand, or if I see a game I've never heard of for like less than a £5, I'll pick it up because I can always flog it for a £5 if I don't like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't buy anything new physical anymore.
Last game I bought was Dying Light 2. I mean, I haven't bought a game since fucking September. Like it's crazy. I've said it before. It's weird to be in a situation where you don't need to buy games. I do, but like I don't need to buy them every time they come out now. I can literally just buy one, then Tim will buy one, then I'll buy one, then Tim will buy one. So essentially reduce the cost of my games in half. So it's great. I highly recommend game sharing. You can find someone reliable.
Yeah, definitely. And to
don't find anyone who's going to steal your information.
Yeah, give us all your details, please. But yeah, to Slayer, he said we should get Redders on for Arena in Sea of Thieves and how long till he rage quit. He probably wouldn't get into a game before he rage quit.
I wouldn't know what I was fucking doing if I got into the arena. I'd be sitting there fucking trying to fish. Nothing's explained in that game at all.
There's a tutorial.
Yeah, but I'm past that. I'm way past that. I stopped playing it back when the fucking game came out. I was playing it for a while, and then I stopped playing it for years.
That's why you start the tutorial again.
I joined the game with Slayer, Fabio, and Ash, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I had no idea. Like, 1 minute we were out a fucking dock, the next minute I'm out in the ocean in a fucking temple, and I was like, "This is fucking pointless." So I turned off.
It has been expanded upon a lot. Like if you're someone who's played it before and tries to return, like I do now and then, it's like I haven't got a clue what half this shit is. And also, I want it to turn into a PvE game where I don't have to piss about with other pirates. Like if there's AI pirates, I don't mind, but real world pirates are really fucking me off. So I just want to be able to do the storyline.
I want to be able to be in a big open world. I want them to reduce the amount of fucking people, like the amount of servers there are. So you always end up in like a fully fucking like full to capacity server where people just fight to the death. That's what I want.
That's what Arena is. That's what they're trying to get you to play.
Yeah, but I don't want to play Arena. I want it to be in the open world. I don't want a specific game mode for it. I want it to be like the proper world.
They're starting to do world events now where it's sort of like the things in the world change. So like at the moment, a few of the islands have been ransacked by some mysterious force, and then it's going to play out in the next season and stuff like that. So
that was something else I hated about Sea of Thieves. It was all very much go there and collect this, go there, find that, go there, kill these. That was it.
Fucking pirates. What do pirates do? They go and collect fucking treasure.
That was every fucking mission. Like switch it up a bit. Like just let me do something. I don't want to go kill fucking skeletons for 2 hours. Like what's the point in that? I could play fucking Resident Evil for that.
You kill mermaids then instead, or you kill the sharks, you kill the kraken, you kill all the pirates.
It should have just been like you could have like a proper trading shit missions and stuff, not like this. Go and collect a cat. Like no, like go and fucking farm some bananas or go and like fish.
There's things where you have to collect so many of certain things and take them to a certain place at a certain time.
You should be able to like purchase contracts. And it'll be like go and collect 30 crates of bananas, and then that's your mission for the day. You have to go and find islands with bananas on.
But who the fuck wants to play for a full day collecting 30 crates of bananas?
But then you have to fight off the other enemy players that are trying to collect your bananas. It could have been fucking beautiful, but they ruined it. I don't want to do that.
Also, technically, you don't get to kill the Kraken. You just shoot his hands till he gets annoyed and leaves you alone.
No, you actually fight a proper Kraken now in the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. There is a Kraken that you fight. Is
it a full Kraken, or do you only see a face and some tentacles?
Well, it's all there. It's through the wall.
It's not the Kraken. It's a giant squid. That's not a fucking Kraken.
It's kind of what a Kraken is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not the Kraken. It doesn't look like the Kraken.
Oh, because your best friend's the Kraken, are you? So we're on first base.
No, like I don't mind, like Slayer. I don't mind, like they go there, collect shit, but make it interesting. Have like a full capacity server, whereas like you purchase a contract, everyone else can buy that contract as well, and it's the ones that can deliver the contract first. You know what I mean? Go
play a hurdy-gurdy. Between missions, you get to stand.
That's what I was doing. I was right when I was playing with these guys. I did three things. One, I failed at fishing. Two, I stood there playing a fucking musical instrument for 10 minutes. And three, I started throwing up in a bucket and throwing it on Ash. That was all I did for like half an hour.
Yeah, seems about right.
Yeah. You just don't know what fun is, mate.
Could you imagine that though? Like,
Smite.
Could you imagine that? Like you got like an island, and like at a certain time there becomes a new contract available. You can all go there, buy that contract, and it's the first team back with that contract wins.
So a Reaper chest.
Yeah, whatever that is. But like fucking
basically a special chest, and it shows on the map, and a big thing of light comes out, and if you get it, it's worth fuck tons. But you can see where it is all the time.
Do that, right? But then say you have like collect 10 chests full of bananas. So you're out there fighting off other pirates, trying to steal bananas and shit. Go aboard their boats, capture their bananas, make like a proper fucking war out of it, rather than
the bananas.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Ginna, the great pirate war of the early years about the banana wars?
trade. It was all about trading, wasn't it? And stealing trades and shit. That's what pirating was all about. It was about stealing trade and selling beans or whatever, not beans, coffee and fucking.
The Great Banana War of '76 is often spoke about in pirate lore. Yeah, I remember it well.
But you know what I'm saying, though, yeah? Like, make it so that other teams have to try and fight each other for their goods rather than go and kill 5 skeletons. Oh, you've killed 5 skeletons. Go dig up a chest. Like, who cares? Make it competitive.
That's the arena. That's the competitive side. There's the competitive arena.
I don't want to
do everything.
I don't want team deathmatch. I want a reason to be fucking boarding other pirates' boats.
You do. You take the treasure off the other boat.
So the arena's not team deathmatch. It's you earn points for finding treasure, killing, or sinking other people's boats. You do solve treasures, steal other people's, do all that shit, and you get rewarded.
Banana and bean war.
It's like talking to your dad or someone who doesn't know about video games, isn't it? That's what it's like. Oh yeah, that's another thing. When we were playing the other day on the stream, Fabio was playing off of his external. Jesus Christ, we were stood waiting for him to load. We'd go between rooms and we were right there going. We'd got on boat before Fabio had loaded up in the next area. Bloody hell! So play on your internal hard drives, kids. That's what.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember when I was playing with you guys. It took like fucking 2 weeks for the game to load off the external, and then I was bored of it by that point. I think that's what it was. I think that set the tone.
Not enough bananas on the loading screen.
Not enough bananas. Not enough bean piracy. That's what the problem is. We are topics.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't have topics to begin with this week. I do apologise. It's been very last minute this week with work and stuff. So,
I like to shoot shit.
If you've got any questions in chat, hit those questions up and we'll give a quick answer. Support our Patreon. It's literally £1. www.patreon.com/XBL Party Podcast. And we'll be doing a new Patreon-only video this week. You get them for a month before they come out. And we're looking at doing a lot more content and stuff for Patrons as well. So definitely check that out. And also, obviously, hit like, hit subscribe, send it to all your friends and family. You know the drill.
Show it to your nan. She'll love it.
Great. Yeah, send it to your nan. Tell her how much
your nan loves
the Banana Wars.
She remembers the Banana Wars.
The Great Bean and Banana War.
The Great Milk and Bean War.
How many pints of milk to one banana? What are we talking?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I think milk's quite easy to come by from what Fabio has been saying. So I think bananas would be harder. I reckon it'd be more. I think it'd be quite a lot of milk for a banana.
Can't be many bananas in South America, surely.
No. But they're harder to come by. I think everybody's got a cow in Brazil, so they can just get some milk. Grounded.
Yeah, Simba says we should play Grounded. Yeah, we have played it a few times. We even streamed it. So
we should do like a proper stream of it.
It's just getting everyone together. The plan is starting on the Saturdays because when we don't have the show on the Saturday anymore, because we're doing it on Tuesday and Thursdays now.
He's out milking his cow, Simba.
Yeah, where's Fabio? Yeah, he's out milking cows. But the plan is that the weekends we're going to do like live stream content, like group gaming sessions and stuff on Twitch. We're also working on doing some RPG sessions as well in the future. We're working with an RPG company who are sending us loads of stuff to sort of do some cool stuff there. So we've got like Aliens and Mutant Year Zero, is it? That video game that was on Game Pass a while back. There's an RPG of that we're going to do. I've got the Sea of Thieves RPG as well. So
is there been more in that?
We can make one in our Sea of Thieves RPG. Yeah, I will run a Sea of Thieves campaign for you.
No,
and we'll make it about the Great Banana Bean War.
I've played the Sea of Thieves RPG. Is this the one that's the booklet and it's basically like D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our new sponsors aren't watching yesterday.
Slayer will be all over that
now. They're not sponsoring. We're just doing reviews for them. So
let me tell you my experience of that game. Garbage.
Get good. Because did you have a Banana War though?
No. I had a terrible dungeon master. That was my problem with no imagination. You can do whatever you want. I'm doing this. Oh no, you can't do that. Thank you. You said I could do whatever I want.
You've got to have a good GM. I mean, because I used to run it at the shop I had. We once did a DC, like a Batman-y DC superhero one, and this GM, it was like you're in a zoo, roll the dice. Why? Oh, you need to see how many monkeys there are. It's like, can we not just use our eyes? And then we're in this cage. He's like, roll to see what you can find. I roll a D, whatever it was. He's like, there's a 10-foot hole in the wall. Why the fuck am I rolling a dice to see a 10-foot hole? Then it was like, roll a dice. Like, okay, why? And he's like, just to see how many bananas are in this cage. Why? What are we doing? And you've got to have a GM that can sort of like a DM that can
roll an 8 to finger a gibbon.
But yeah, you've got to have one that's got a bit of imagination, can have a laugh. I once did a Doctor Who campaign, and I started to run out of ideas, so I basically made it into the Mummy. So, like, the planet was like, where he's got the sandstorm that's chasing people, and it's just the Mummy from space in the sandstorm. Imhotep, he like crashes the plane by eating him, doesn't he?
Yeah, Imhotep.
I just did that in a Doctor Who RP. I ran out of ideas, so I was just like, it was basically like a hash of, you were playing Doctor Who characters, but I was just ripping off anything I'd been watching on telly the last few weeks. It was great.
I love how the Yorkshire accent pronounces it Doctor Who. Makes it sound like he's a fucking Australian chasing kangaroos. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. We've taken Doctor Who. It used to be Welsh. Like Doctor Who, the home was Wales, and we've stolen that. It's now Sheffield. Everything's in Sheffield now. It's best season in ages. Now they've got rid of that fucking Wales shit. They always landed in Wales for some fucking reason in Cardiff, and you're always like,
because it was all filmed there.
and now they're filming it in fucking Round Corner in fucking flats.
It makes it easier to have stuff based in Wales when it's filmed there, is what I find.
Yeah.
Also, I don't watch Doctor Who because it's terrible TV.
I've never got into it.
No, it's garbage.
I'm disappointed by all of you.
I think it's for people who've been disappointed as children.
Yeah. Well, why does Redders not watch it then?
I know.
It's like a disappointment through life.
It's true. True story.
And Slayer says we should stream Armello. At some point, we'll stream all these games. It's just like we've got to get through the chaff like Final Fantasy VII and shit first. Unfortunately, people.
It'd be awesome to have like a grounded XBL Party Podcast base, where like we all have like a fucking massive base that we all build together. That'd be really cool. Like,
just come on and burn it down randomly.
It's got lots of walls and like 3 beds, and that's about it. It's epic. It's amazing.
Look at this, guys.
Well, if no one's got any questions in chat, then come on, guys. Last chance. Who got questions?
I will say, for that company that is starting to send us lots of games, I am very excited to try that Alien one because I'm a big Alien fan.
Yeah, I've got the Roll20 version of that, so we can play it on the screen, and like it's got little people and maps and stuff that move while we play.
He's doing it again. Look, he's gone noir.
That's it. He's just, you've died again. Redder's just hit the heart.
I don't know why it's doing it. I think I've got a loose cable. I think that's what it is. I keep getting
really suits though. You look like a beautiful Dane.
Weird, like glitching in the fucking cameras as well. It makes it a nightmare trying to record videos and shit. Because like every now and again, the screen will just glitch for no reason.
It's funny because the red on your headphones and your lips just like start going redder and redder. The rest of the screen dies out.
Maybe it's not that. It's just all the blood's going into his lips.
Yeah,
fading from his
searching for monster.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone's joined us now, they're like, "What the fuck am I watching?" Like,
I think people have been saying that since the beginning of the show. To be honest,
yeah, I think we have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we will be doing.
Think, why the fuck am I here?
But we thank you. We're very grateful that you've all stuck with us through the show.
Someone's watching this Googling, how do I get a £1 refund from Patreon?
We've got that round table.
One thing you can do on Spotify, if you've got Spotify, you can send us messages on Spotify, voice messages, just text messages. If you want to ask us anything that you want us to discuss by next week's show, fire them on there as well. Let's see what comes through. Like, we're happy to discuss your topics you guys want us to discuss.
It definitely makes it better when we're interacting with you guys. So the more you contribute, the more fun for us.
I mean, this week's not been the greatest for news, really. But if you guys want us to chat about certain things, let us know before the show so we can prepare.
What do you mean no news? The chief exec guy at Crossfire X apologized for releasing a broken game.
Well, don't release a broken game, then you're done.
And then he fixed it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fixed now. The campaign's out and everything. It's all fixed.
Fucking shit.
Oh yeah, that's just because he made a shit game. He's fixed it.
I still can't aim.
That sounds like a you problem.
FPS, I think. Gotta be able to fucking aim.
You know what I'm going to do next week, everyone? I'm going to give away a game next week on the show. So make sure you tune in next week. I don't know what it'll be yet, but if you're here, we'll do a giveaway as well.
Crossfire X.
No.
Crossfire X.
I still have a copy of Summertime Madness, which I was going to do for my review, but I don't know when I'm doing that because I'm just so busy with work. So apologies to those people who sent me a code. It's a fantastic game. Everyone check it out. I just haven't got time to finish a review for it.
You need to quit your job and fulfill your dream of being a content creator.
It's tempting.
Do it.
My OnlyFans didn't take off though, so I'm still stuck working. So
you ain't got the hot tub, that's why.
His OnlyFans.
Players jumped in, look at that. It slid in.
His OnlyFans.
Continuous.
Ginge.
There's continuous photos of my tan lines on my feet where I wear flip flops all summer. That was it.
I don't know why
Warren Buffett is.
Warren Buffett and immediately thought food. I could kill for a buffet.
Who is Warren Buffett?
No idea.
Buffett.
$1 million.
It would sound like insider trading if he's invested a billion stake in beforehand. So
yeah, that might reflect badly on Microsoft's.
Wasn't Warren B with the regulators?
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe that's why they bought in the FTC and not the other people.
But to be fair, though, those guys in Capcom, the Saudis, they've invested $1 billion in them because they know they're going to get bought at some point, so they're chinging in quick. And to be fair, Activision was on its arse like before they announced it, so he did buy it cheap. So
yeah, but maybe he bought it knowing that they're about to get acquired, and that's
well, yeah, that's not for us to decide, though, is it?
I've looked him up. He is apparently an American business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. He's worth $115 billion US. He's just a rich guy who puts money in stuff.
Who conveniently gets tipped off about big acquisitions.
Maybe.
That's
They've got
shady.
to prove it, though, haven't they? So
that might derail their acquisition, might it?
No, because it would be. He might just have to give the stocks back. I don't know how it works. So
slimy bastard.
Oh, there you go. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are friends, apparently. Well, that's a bit more. Okay.
But Bill's like, "Here, Warren, we're buying Activision." Lol.
Lol, mate. Look what we're doing. Felt Q might buy Activision later. Lol.
Buy some stocks, Wafflecopter.
Apparently, Phil Spencer, vice president of Games Pass, tipped him off. That's what I heard.
Oh, has anyone seen that Horizon Lego set they've just announced today?
Looks pretty cool.
Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? That metal dinosaur Lego thing. I'm up for that.
I'm tempted to buy a new PS4 Pro just to play Forbidden West. It does look fucking gorgeous. I didn't get much on the first. I wasn't as blown away as other people were, but this one does look really pretty.
If you play it on PS4, though, you don't get the fuzzy peach skin.
I'm okay with that.
Character, so
it's not a deal breaker for me. I don't play my games like sat with a 400 times fucking scope.
You don't want it though. You don't want to buy a PS4 Pro, Redders, because you've got 35 to 40 hours of Assassin's Creed Valhalla next month that you've got to play.
Oh wait, 30 more hours of fucking collectibles. I don't know if I bother
as well.
I don't know if I bother.
You will.
I will. Yeah, I'm a sucker for punishment. I was going to start Cyberpunk because I never played it when it came out. I never played it originally. I played it for like fucking 10 minutes. I was like, oh wait, because like there wasn't any guide or anything. So I want an achievement guide because apparently there are quite a few. I can't get a fucking PS5 Slayer. I'm not buying scalper prizes. Jesus. I saw one in fucking CEX for 650 quid. Brand new.
Yeah.
CEX.
CEX
Wankers.
pay more than the sale price new second hand now. I could sell mine for more than I paid if I wanted to CEX.
I can't believe you're brazenly admitting you have one on a stream. You're going to get robbed.
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be an Xbox-centric podcast, you gimp.
I support all games. I've already had Timber have me on Twitter today for posting positive PlayStation comments today.
Yeah.
So, Ginna's gone. His wife's having him now. Look, she's like, "Where's the rest of that fucking Chinese?"
Here, I got that dress you wanted. Slap this on. But yeah, I'm tempted to get a PS4 Pro because I'm not going to get a PS5 anytime soon.
The majority of their games are coming out on PS4 for the foreseeable future, though. So
yeah,
like
I haven't seen them on Very since you told me about them.
Blink 3 times if you're in distress.
Someone thought they heard the cat out the back, so someone thought they heard it, but they weren't getting up to check, so I had to.
Did you see that hilarious shit going on the other day between Andrea Pacini and that other gimp? Was it Maris June?
Yeah, I'm a real woman. No prove you are.
I want a picture of you holding your Xbox with your fucking name and date. What the fuck is this shit about?
And then it was your picture doesn't prove it. Where's the video?
I don't care whether you're a man, a woman, a monkey, a pizza, that Sential. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you play on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, you play on Stadia. I don't give a shit. I don't need you to prove who you are or why you are, and your points, if they're not shitty points, if they're valid points.
Though, isn't it? It's gotten really bad.
This is what I don't get.
Here's my video, and now here's my video.
I don't know why that fucking Maris June keeps appearing on my. Is it Maris June? I can't pronounce it.
I keep getting her as like recommended. I keep saying no, don't show me this shit, and it keeps popping up.
Why? Because she talks about fucking Xbox more than most Xbox fanboys, so it thinks that that's what you fucking see.
Yeah, but it's not positive shit. It's just not even nice stuff. It's just fanboy. Both sides. They're both as bad as each other, though. They both chat shit at each other and accuse each other of being dudes.
Yeah.
When was that a fanboy thing? Just enjoy games.
You're a catfish.
I'm with Ash. I don't get it. It's like, so
I don't know why. I don't follow either. I don't follow either of them, but they always appear on my fucking Twitter.
Yeah. If one of them manages to prove that the other one's a boy, does that mean everything they've said doesn't count ever? Like, what's the fucking logic? I just don't get it.
Funny if they were both just like 40-year-old plumbers called Gary.
You see it a lot though, especially in like the girl gamers and stuff. You always see them attacking each other. Oh, you're not really a girl. Like, who fucking cares? Like, it's not. Legend Born. Hello. How are you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. You might want to go
joined at probably right at the end of the stream though, but thank you for turning in anyway. Make sure you rewind right to the beginning and suffer this last hour and a half with the rest of us.
The Legendborn's got a picture of a guy there. How do we know it's really a guy? Just
got to be a catfish, isn't it?
I know he is in real life though, so I know he does exist. So
it's you.
It's me, yeah. My alter ego.
That's how he looked in his Abercrombie and Fitch days.
That's it, yeah.
Before it all went downhill.
Well, I'm just getting sick. I've just started now from any fanboys or fangirls or idiots. I just mute or block. Twitter's a much nicer place.
People, I just let them go on with it. I just don't get why Twitter keeps going, oh, well, you'll be interested in this. No, I'm not. Like, I don't want to see it. I think they're both pathetic. I think they are the worst thing about gaming. When you've got that,
it's a plastic box.
That emotionally invested in a fucking company that thinks of you as a statistic and not a person, you need to give your head a wobble. It's that simple. Like, you're nothing to these companies, so don't be a fucking frontline soldier for them. Simple.
And on that exciting bombshell, thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week. We're going to do live reveals. Ginna's going to take his head mask off like Scooby-Doo, and he's really a woman.
I bet it's Don Matrick, isn't it? That's who it is. Now in Wales, flipping burgers. We have a podcast for people that can't tune in to XBL Party Podcast. It's called... I don't know what it's called.
What?
What's called?
The
Oh, no.
podcast.
I'll just fucking end the show.
Redders, the monster's kicking in now. He's starting to go a bit loopy. We have a show. We'll see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. GMT for the XBL Party Podcast UK. Thursday, you've got the Gaming Room 101, 8 p.m. or no, 9 p.m., isn't it? GMT.
Gaming Talk or something, is it? Not Gaming Room 101. That's on
No.
hiatus.
Yeah, another
Gaming
good show.
Chat.
Gamers Chat. Open Gaming Chat.
That's it.
Who the fuck
Bring
named that
back
show?
Gaming
What a
Room
travesty
101.
of a name that is.
But that's on a Thursday at some point. What time does he start?
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. And then
10 o'clock.
yeah, 10 p.m. GMT for that, where you can join in the conversation.
Masturbating.
Only happened once.
You need
And
to
then
call
we
it.
have the XBL
rename
Party Podcast USA
along
show
with
as well. And the USA show is at 2 a.m. GMT on a Friday or sometime on the US time. I can never remember the time frame.
9 p.m. Pacific.
9 p.m. Pacific on a Thursday, 2 a.m. GMT.
Or was it
Friday.
Eastern? 9 p.m. Eastern.
It's on a Thursday. It's already scheduled. It's right there on YouTube. If you're listening to this on Spotify, thank you for joining in. I'm going to be we've been a bit behind putting them up on like Spotify and podcasting services. It's
Don't throw us under the bus. This is all you, kid.
But they will be going on a lot more quick. So expect it. It's 9 p.m. EST. Look, there you go. Thank you.
Exactly like I said.
Estimated state time.
Estimated state time.
Ginna,
Estimated T traitors time. That's what it is. ETT.
Tug along with Ginna.
See, and Vinda says you have Slayer, KY Bob, Homie Power, and sometimes the Milkman Fabio there. So, I mean, you've got so much content coming. You've got the daily reviews on the channel, all that jazz. You get to see us. And like I say, if you want to support us, and you can, we're not saying you have to. £1 on Patreon gets Fabio half a bottle of milk. So, like I say, just hit that link, get extra content that is first on Patreon, up to a month early. And yeah, it helps us grow. So, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Slayer, Thimber, Legend Born, we had Muppet, we had Red Dead Panda, we had Power Man, Alistair. Thank you to everyone who's commented. You've been really active tonight, as always. So, big thank you to that. It makes a huge difference to us. And we'll see you next week. Bye.